4 marks of the church. You're thinking, well, what is that? We've only 1 mark in the classroom. Basically, the 4 marks of the church describe what we as Catholics believe about the church. So we believe it's one, it's holy, it's Catholic, it's apostolic, and we see all that in the Nicene Creed. Look, this is a crucifix because it has a statue of Jesus on the front. But if you see this symbol without an image of Jesus, it is a cross. Easy way to... The camera cut out on me, that's so annoying, I have to do the whole thing again. So the cross reminds us of the 4 marks of the church. How many symbols? 1. So the church is 1. It is a what symbol? It's a holy symbol. So the church is holy. It is recognized all over the world. Catholic means recognized all over the world. Something is universal. So look at it, it's all over the world. Church is Catholic, it's universal. And the last mark, you just have to remember yourself, I can't do everything for you, that it is apostolic. Right, we get that, as I've told you already, from the Nicene Creed. Why is the church one? The church is one because God is one. Jesus brought to us one faith. Bob Marley talks about one love. Jesus brings one faith. The church is inspired by one Holy Spirit. So that's why we say the church is one. Secondly, the church is holy. Why? Because God is holy. So obviously the church is holy. The sacraments make us holy. Remember, we are filled with God's grace, and that makes us holy. And we, the people, make up the church. Therefore, the church is holy. Jesus gave up his life to make the church holy, so that inspires us to live holy lives. Now look at all of us in the church. We do get it wrong, but we try to be holy. Okay, so the church is holy. The third mark of the church, Catholic. Okay, the church is recognized all over the world. It's universal, so the church is Catholic. Jesus, before he's taken up to heaven, says to his disciples, go, make disciples of all nations. There's your source of wisdom and authority. Jesus telling his disciples, go, make disciples of all nations. That means spread the church all over the world. So the church is universal. Do remember, Jesus telling us to spread his message across the world is evangelization. So when you see that at any point in your exam paper, it just means spreading the word of Jesus, evangelization. Let me get back on track with this. Apostolic. The church is apostolic because although Jesus founded the church, it's the apostles who carried on his work. Also, the church carries on the teachings of the apostles, so the church is apostolic. And the authority of the Pope and bishops come from the apostles, so it is apostolic. Right, GCSE questions. You could get a 3-mark question saying, outline 3 marks of the church. You can pick any 4. 1, Catholic, holy, apostolic. 4-mark question, explain 2 reasons Catholics believe the church is one. They believe it's one because God is one. They believe it's one because Jesus brought us not one love, one faith. They may say, give 2 reasons Catholics believe the church is holy. Because God is holy, so the church is holy. Because we become holy when we receive the sacraments, that makes the church holy. So you could do that for all the marks of the church. Okay. If, depending on what the question is. You could get a question, explain 2 reasons why the 4 marks of the church are important. Why are they important? They're important because it helps us to understand what the church is, what it is about, that it is one because God is one, that it is holy, and so we should try and be holy. Why else is it important? Because it helps us to recognize the authority of the bishops and the Pope, because they get their authority from the apostles. So we listen to them. That's why the church is apostolic, because the Pope and the bishops get their authority from the apostles. A 12-mark question might be, the church is apostolic. And you could say, yes, it is apostolic because the apostles carried on the church from Jesus founding it. The Pope and the bishops get their authority from the apostles. The teachings of the apostles have been carried on through the church. But you could argue against it and say, no, the church is more one than apostolic because God is one, because Jesus brought one faith to us, because it's only one Holy Spirit guiding the church. Or you could say, rather than the church being apostolic, maybe it's more holy. Why? Because God is holy. Because we are holy when we receive the sacraments and we make up the church. So you argue for and against, argument for, argument against, argument for or against again, and then your conclusion at the bottom. So 4 marks of the church, you get full marks.